Bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, I got a. All right. Yep. Oh, Bristlin's excited. Because I posted it in the deathmatch Discord. Yeah. I like that invite. I like that I got the overlay. How good is that overlay? That's all the help. Dude, I love how big the chat is. That's all the help of little Odd. That is exciting. This is nice. Big ol' hype. It looks good. I'm glad you like it. It says no viewers, but Bristlin is in here. So, yeah. I like this. This is cool. We got the nice seeds going here. We got the little logo up there. I just realized I'm like highlighting over it and nobody could see what I'm highlighting. But you got all that going. You got the round of 128, best of 5. I like this. All the maps. What's up, HD Kid? I like that name. HD, is that like Home Depot Kid? H names. Henry? You got Henry. Harriet, if you're a girl. I don't even know. I don't know either because there's like a 10-second delay. What's up, MGX? I like this. HD Kid. I like this. This is that I made that font like mega so everybody could see what they're saying. There's no escaping that. So I like this. Monkey Boy. Hey, is my emote working yet or no? We got an LGZ. What's up, Oracle? Hey, is my emote working yet or has it still not been approved? Because I don't know how it works on my end. Like I could only see like okay. There is an emote pending. Eventually, one day, it'll be up there. Yeah, so oh, move that monitor a little too much. Procasting. So I like this. There's a decent amount of people. What do you want to do? Want to go over little formats and stuff or what? I like that squid. Hold on, pause. They cannot hear you this entire time. Oh, now they could hear you. Talk.
Okay, this is a test. Has Pony been talking to himself again?
It's the Bluetooth headset. Every time I plug them in,
oh man.
every time I plug them in, it switches my entire sound, and I have to disconnect and reconnect them. So it's all right.
This
You
is
couldn't.
great. I'm so glad that we caught that now before,
Oh my.
I
Oh
had a
my
chance to
gosh.
really get into the content and all these notes and things that I have.
Big old mutes across the board. Oh my gosh. All right. So back to talking about what life is going to be about in here. Odd, give the little
I think,
schedule. What are we going to be doing here?
I think we need to set the table. We need to talk a little bit about the match and the players and give a little deathmatch World Cup 3 overview, and then we'll hop into these games. So we don't know the results, so we're going to be reacting
Yeah.
live to see
I
if
don't even think Bristolin knows the results. She played
I'm
blind.
not. Yeah, she'll be on
So,
the edge of her seat.
before we even get into any of that, the time zones. How did you plan this, Bristolin, with all these time zones? You like that? I had to bring up the time zones again. It's been on my mind all day.
I was curious all day if they were going to actually have these matches or if there was going to be some sort of mix up on the time zones because it is quite difficult to coordinate that GMT +2.
So is it GMT +2, Bristolin? And she's awful at the time zones. We're all awful with them. Blame it on American education. That's what we could do.
I'd say the best with the time zones is probably Monkey after we were talking yesterday with him. He just goes straight military time.
That's true.
He's got it.
Lost to the time zone. He
Time zones
messaged 2 hours
3.
early. Yeah, I think that's got to be it. He probably is messaging on GMT, not GMT plus 2 or some weirdness. I don't know. It's a lot. I think we'll have a time zone chat some more. So I'll do a terrible screen transition to the actual format of the tournament. Oh, it actually did a little slide. I'm actually kind of happy with that.
See, I got that little delay, so
Yeah,
I
you
gotta
got a
wait and
delay.
see this thing pop up. There it is. Wow, that was nice. A little screen swipe, I believe
A
that's
little
called.
swipe. I don't know how it did the swipe. I don't think I ever set that up. So, Death, look at this overlay, by the way, before we get into anything. This is odd. This is what he was doing all day. Got to have some
Y-
cheers for odd. I don't
You
have an
know,
emote. Get the meaty men with arms going.
we got to make sure that everyone understands the format here. So this is obviously
Yeah.
World Cup number 3 for deathmatch. So round of 128 are considered the qualifiers. Best of 5. 5 games with predetermined map for game 1. It's going to be Arabia with a Huns mirror. So I don't know how you're feeling about that one, but I'm pretty excited.
I'm excited. I know Bristlin has been preparing for the Huns. I know when she was teaching me deathmatch, she said the easiest one to learn with first is Huns because no houses.
You know why, right? Yeah, no houses.
The no houses.
Our
And
boy
it was,
MGX, he needs to play the Huns because he's housed eternally.
hey,
So
thanks for the follow. Sorry, I have the alerts disabled on this screen. Um, but yeah, so I agree with the Huns being good. I would love to mass Tarkins. That's what I was doing when I was playing with them, but nothing really was. They get countered pretty easily, but they tear through buildings like
I
nobody's
think it's going to
business.
be interesting to see the switches there because they have the CA, I think they have Halb, right? And they have Hussar, they have Paladin. It's just a good mix of units, and with no houses, that game is happening real fast. So right
Yeah.
off the bat, your 3 villagers are building your stables and your barracks, and we're firing on all cylinders right away. So that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, and so for game 2, whoever loses gets to pick the game 1 home map and the civ of choice.
That's right. So we won't spoil what happens in game 1, but we do know games. We do know the game formats, but
Yeah,
we'll save those, I
we
guess.
know what civs and we know what maps, but we do not know who the winner is.
And then
Um,
whoever wins game 1 has a chance potentially to close it if they're up 2-0. If not, we go to a set match, which is Dune. If you haven't played that map, the WC3 format, it is crazy. I think it'd be really fun on RM. We got to try it sometime. Basically, there's a giant hill that runs across the entire map. Your teams are on both sides. There's a huge battle for that hill, and whoever wins that's in a really good position and can start placing forward buildings. So that is a fun map, and I highly recommend checking that one out.
yeah, I think I mean everybody knows that I absolutely hate Golden Swamp. It is the pits. Um, but
But
I
not
mean,
the
looking
golden
at
pits.
yeah, not the golden pits. I actually like golden pit. That's the good pits. But I mean, looking at this, it's kind of interesting. Like these maps that are in here, that there's only 2 that are actually for this. The rest are like just regular random map civs,
It's a
like our
good point.
random
That's a good
maps.
point.
Like there's only 2 that are specially made for Deathmatch World Cup. I'm not familiar with Dune at all. I'm not
Okay.
even gonna lie.
I've played a couple on Dune. I really enjoyed it. So that tells me that we need to go head to head on some Dune and some deathmatch at some point.
Now, is
It's a
it
fun
like
one.
the dunes of Michigan, like where it's just
You
giant
could
sand
say it's a little
hills?
bit like the dunes of Michigan. Yeah, it's a big sandy hill. You can't build a castle or anything on it. I tell you, I tried 100 times to build a castle, but um, it doesn't work that way. So,
So Dune
let's
has a
talk a little
bunch
bit
of
about.
relics. Interesting.
I wonder if anybody picked Acropolis. That'd be a fun one too.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious. I don't know what. I know that Bristlin really likes the water type maps, so I could see her picking a Golden Swamp or something like that.
Oh, there's no doubt that when it's her pick, she's going Golden Swamp.
Yeah,
There's no doubt there.
yeah. And Monkey, I
Probably
agree
the
with you.
Vikings.
Monkey, I agree with you, except for Golden Pit. I don't mind that one. What's up, Sunday Walker? What time's the
Times the
game
game
start?
start.
It already started. We're just kind of casting right now, just talking about everything. So
We're building the hype.
Yeah, building the hype. And then game 5 for Lakes Malay, I think that's just my guess is that's like a standard deathmatch scenario.
You know who would do real well in game 5 format? You know who I'm thinking of? Malay, Elise, Nelks.
Yeah, Nelks.
That'd be a fun
Ellie's massing them. All right, so that's all the maps. It is a best of 5, so 3 wins. That's at the end. So let's look at the comparisons then between. Yeah, 3 to win. So, another little screen transition. We'll pause there for a moment. Look at these.
Counting down. 3, 2, 1. Yep, there it is.
All right. So more stuff here. Got more stuff here going from Odd, creating awesome graphics. Love it. Here's some information between the two. So our girl Bristlin, seed number 91. That's solid.
For someone who just started playing DM 3 weeks ago,
yeah,
to be the 91st seed in the World Cup, number 3, that's huge. Out of 128 players, having the top 100 seed.
128 players chosen out of however many registered. I don't know how many actually registered for it, so that makes it even better.
Even more potentially. Yeah, I know they were close. I know they were right around 128.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at, it looks like Lyrics doesn't have any random map. It looks like he's just purely, I don't know if it's a he or she. I'm not going.
At least on this account, it looks like he only has.
Oh, so it's she. DM. So DFCom is the best female DM player.
I think it's a he.
Unless he's talking about Sun O'Day. I don't know.
So yeah,
we'll just say Lyrics.
We won't use the pronouns here. We don't know much about Lyric. We've been trying to find out as much as we could.
Yeah.
But part of the mystery here, we know that he's a pretty good. He or she is a pretty good. He, it looks like. Bristlin, I think, saying he.
Yeah.
So we know he's pretty good and in the top 40 at one point, up around 1800. So to scale, the best players in deathmatch 1v1 are around 2000. So he's up there at the top. So this is going to be a huge test.
All right, we'll just call Lyrics. We'll just say Lyrics. We will not say he or she. We apologize. No pronouns. We do know Bristlin is a lady. That's about it. Monkey's shocked and appalled. But no, looking number 47 ranked, number 460 for just starting just a few weeks ago. Bristlin is climbing the ladder really fast. So I think this will be.
So I think it's going to be a good test. I think it's the story of a really experienced DM player versus someone on the rise, and we'll see if Bristlin can pull a big upset.
So predictions. I'm going to go back to us just chatting screen before we jump in. Predictions on what's going to happen. What do you think? How many games and who?
I do think it's a bit uphill for Bristlin because of the experience. Lyric's a top 40 player. We've seen some people at that skill level in person over the past couple weeks. So I do think Bristlin's going to hang in there and give us really good games, but I can see Lyric taking this one with really strong game. So
thank you guys for the follows. Yeah, no, keep going. I just didn't mute myself on Discord.
I think what we need to look for is quick start from Bristlin on the Hun map just to get settled in, right? And then depending on how that game goes, when her home map comes up, hopefully she can take advantage. Maybe he hasn't played the Civ, or maybe he hasn't played the map, and she can make a pretty good effort towards a show there.
And HD Kids predicting a 3-0. I could honestly see Bristlin taking a game at the very least and going to 4.
That's what we can hope for.
I'm hoping for 5 games personally, because that would be amazing. But I'm thinking
dude. Give us 5 games. I want to see for Lake Malay.
I would love to see the 5 games. I do think, as no offense to Bristlin, I do think it might be a 3-1. I think she's going to be able to take a game though. I think
she's going to make it entertaining regardless. So
I think it's going to be just fun. Lyric is very strong from what we've learned. So
yeah, I've heard. So what I understood, he's played DM for over 15 years. He's been a player back since Age of Kings days. He's well known in the community, and we know he's French. So We did confirm that, and it's going to be a battle. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we should start getting into these wrecks. What do you
Yeah.
think?
So game is loading right now. Thanks DE, it crashed in the middle of us chit chatting, so I had to reload Steam. So
Oh geez, I'm loading up
so
too. I'll try to sync
so
with you.
thank you DE. Thanks DE for that. So the game should load. I don't know. This is attempt number 2. It literally was just loaded. I do promise. So all right, and yay. Wait, no, yep. Whoa. What's up, Loomy? Hey, your girl bristling. Oh, something looks
Ooh,
really
we got a
goofy.
loom sighting. Here we go.
We got a loom. All right, so I'm going into saves and replays. Let me switch over. Whoop. Look at that. Ooh, that doesn't look too bad. I like that. So actually, I don't want to do that yet because it will have some spoilers of Civ picks. So I'm actually gonna go back to this. So that's smart of me.
That's a good catch. I'm impressed.
Normally I just let things
right
fly. There. So I'm going to load the game right now, everybody, and I'm gonna pause. I'm paused at 2 seconds.
I'm paused at 3 seconds. This is perfect.
That's close enough.
Look at us.
So if you notice, this is something new. I updated my, for those of you that have watched before, I updated my screen. I actually have my map in the middle. I'm still trying to figure out how to get the control groups up. It's actually, I played like this yesterday, and I think that was like some of the, this is just side notes. This has nothing to do with anything. Playing the games yesterday, I had the map moved when I was playing, and I noticed that I like it better, but the control groups were messing me up. I couldn't see the whole map. I look like Seth Rogen. So time out. I've been told I look like Seth Rogen a couple times in my life, and I don't actually see it.
I don't see it.
I don't see it, but I've literally been told by students and like random people. I've been told like 4 or 5 times in my life that I look like Seth Rogen.
I mean, he's funny.
He's funny. All right. All right.
So off the bat here, let's take a look. Let's see, the start's so important. We want to see that scout heading right towards the enemy's base as soon as possible. So we're going to expect Lyric to be doing that, and we'll see if Bristlin can counter with it as well. For those of you guys who don't play a lot of DM, and neither Pony or I do either, just to be 100% transparent, yeah, it's a lot of this is about the start and about how you manage that initial push. So let's see how this goes.
All right. Do a countdown. We'll go on 1.
Go for it.
So 3.
Go on 1.
2, 1. All right.
Yep, right away. Scout.
So Scout's moving in. And those of you that are unfamiliar, if you look at DFCom, we'll call them just lyrics. He, building 2 stables right away. No houses, don't need it. And ooh, look at this. Bristlin has a ton being built right now.
Right. So remember, you have to be selected on the player to see all the buildings. So both of them have the full gambit. Very similar starts in terms of their build.
Oh, okay. That's my bad.
Standard, I think it's around 5 stables or 4 stables, 5 barracks, and then you want to get right into those archery ranges as well. No houses, so that really helps the build. And we'll be looking for both of them to place probably 3 castles and start placing town centers to get the eco going behind it. But you can see Lyric right away harassing with those.
Harassing, but I like the paladins, honestly. I like starting out with the paladins, so I'm on just Bristlin up here because that's where the action is right now. We got a few paladins out attacking and harassing. So it's just funny because it doesn't feel like it's going on fast mode.
Right. So. Yeah, when you're playing, it feels a little faster, doesn't it? I think a good start for both of them. It looks away. It looks like Lyric has a little bit more production out than Briss, which will start adding up quickly. But she got in there and is disrupting bills.
Good cleanup. So looking at this, I mean, that's not important. I just kind of want to look at villager idle counts. So they're about equal vills, 8, 9. I don't think that's anything important, but needing that production up to be able to stop this harassment. But I think I like the helps.
So Lyric with a little bit more early pressure, he's starting to build up in his base, which is going to cause some problem. But like you said, I think Vil counts are fairly even. It is quite important to make sure you keep those initial Vils alive, or else you're screwed. I've
So
learned
if
that the hard way.
yeah, and if I look at Lyrics, Lyrics is starting to mix in Paladins with Hussar and now Cav archers. So I think
yeah,
that
really similar
production
army
started.
comps. Yeah, there's the TCs from
Oh, I think
Briss in the
just
back.
missed it. Just missed that. So that's going to be a harassment. Three castles
yeah.
up front. Here's a encounter that's probably not going to go too well.
Yeah,
so,
you see Lyric's got the battle in the base going. He's also taking control of the middle and starting to castle that hill. So taking the hills early, forward production with the siege workshops is going to make it really tough for Briss here in game 1.
Yeah, and Town Bell being rung right now. Never want to hear that. Never want to hear that.
I think she has the right idea, trying to get forward with those 3 castles. If you see those,
I like it, especially the Golden Stone to secure that. That town center will probably be denied, but I think now it's like straight up in the base. Can't do much about it.
Yeah, and you can just see that experience right there, where he was able to have the army building in his base while also going forward.
Yeah,
maybe one of those castles built closer to the town center early on, just for extra protection, knowing you're the underdog. But because those are going to go unbuilt, it looks like.
Yeah, and 60 more military, like literally on their way right now. 37 and another 28 behind, on top of everything that's already in here. It's just crazy, like at how small things. Now I didn't focus in on Lyric space from the initial start, just because the action was happening in Bristlins, but like you're saying, the production buildings being done and being able to produce so fast.
Right, both of them actually.
You don't look like a full Bristlin. So it's just so crazy. Like it's like, and then it's just done. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're quick. They're quick.
I should probably
those starts are so important. So
on
you
the
can see Lyric in the back of his base was starting to get the eco going. I think timing wise, that's about when you'd expect eco, and then your initial push is going to spend most of your gold, so that's where you want to focus most of your attention initially for eco.
So yeah, I'm just kind of looking at his base, she's base. We'll just say Lyrics. So hard. But yeah, so but looking at this, always constantly producing. I kind of like having a gather point up forward and then just sending all those troops in groups of like 30, 40 at a time. And then, yeah, it's just the production buildings. That early aggression to stop that production so early on is what really did it there.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I agree. That Bristlin would do better than any of us.
Oh, totally. Yeah, she went toe to toe with him. The start was really interesting, getting those paladin into his base and hitting the Vils. About as good of a start as you'd want. You see the experience and probably the the level he's played at for years coming into effect there in the kind of the middle of that game.
I'm just updating the score, procasting on this page here. Yeah, it's so rapid. It's crazy when it's like so rapid, but like this game actually plays at a normal speed. I guess, I mean, maybe you have to actually do this in a slower, but if you're faster, I don't think I'd be able to keep up with what's going on. If that makes any sense. So I'm going to
I agree 100%. Yeah, you really got to practice this, right?
It's a completely different way of this. So, I mean, if you look at just KD and everything on military, just the army size is what did it here. What's up, Tom Snuffles?
Yeah, that was about as impressive of a DM game as I've seen. I haven't seen a ton quite yet, but I mean that was quite impressive how quickly he got into all 3 of those units with the Paladin and Halb and CA with building at it. I noticed the big difference just building up at his base while also attacking forward at the same time. Quite impressive.
Yeah. And looking at the statistics, they both are identical 1 minute into the game. So both Bristlin and Lyrics have the exact same build. Hey, thanks Tom for the subscription. Fun music.
Yeah, think about it too. He's ranked
1 minute in.
Number 40, number 33.
I mean, but you look at that, like 1 minute, a 1 game time minute in, they have the exact same thing going on. It's from minute 1 to minute 2, you could see the production difference in the graph.
Right.
And that's where, and then obviously killing a villager is going to slow it down, and then it snowballs. Hey, thank you for the subs.
A huge part of
So-
this is just being able to spam units at a rate. You know, the rate that
Yeah.
he's spamming units is incredible, right? So that start is super important. It'll be interesting. So we could probably reveal the map for game 2 now. What do you think?
Yeah, so we'll reveal it. I'm gonna go back to the chatting page, so there's no, so I could load up like at that prep, so everybody can't see how many games and
Perfect.
different things.
Yeah.
So
Good call.
Bristlin lost. So her home map is.
It is Golden Swamp,
We got Golden Swamp.
and
So-
she picked the Vikings. So
So
big
pick-
surprise there. If you guys have played with Bristlin, you'll know that is her home civ and her home map. So possibly a little, possibly a little edge for game 2. Hopefully, she's got a plan for how to give him something maybe he hasn't seen.
So what I'm going to do is I just loaded in the game. Okay, I'm paused at 2 seconds, so I can
I am
update
paused at
the
3.
scoreboard. So we have player 1 Civ. So it is a Viking mirror. So
Yeah, so on Golden Swamp, Viking Mirror, I think this is going to be a bit of a race for the longboats here early. Two strategies you can kind of build, maybe champions or another unit to protect your villagers early on while you get into the docks and the longboats. But I think I'm really interested to see how Lyric plays it. But I know Brisk's strategy is to get 4 or 5 docks up right away and get into longboats to try to control the water and control the center, which is ultimately, the most important part of Golden Swamp, where all the gold is. And it becomes increasingly important in DM, especially if the game goes longer.
yeah, no, I agree. And yeah, Tom, this is round 1. This is the first round. This is not live or cult. These are recorded games. So that's why I'm doing like screen transition so you don't get spoiled with different things. I mean, we do not know the outcomes. We just know the maps and the civs, and it's more fun to be hidden like that. So
We'll probably see berserkers. We'll probably see champions. We'll probably see longboats like crazy.
how?
And then as the game goes longer, probably some trebbies.
Yeah. So in RM, it's so important to have middle control. Is it
Correct.
really, unless you're going what 20 plus minutes in DM? I would assume you don't need middle
Yeah,
control.
the longer the game goes, the more important the map control becomes. But you can see, I mean, I've seen from even just in the first game, you saw how quickly Lyric got into map control by taking that center hill. So elevation is extremely important. I know a lot of these really high level players actually use the elevation map, the elevation mini map, to find the hills and secure hills with castles and forward siege workshops. But map control is huge. You want to try to avoid building on getting built on the side for sneaks and stuff like that, because hey, the unit production's happening twice as fast in this game.
Yeah.
So things can snowball very quickly.
Really quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit play, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
Same thing.
Little
3, 2,
countdown.
1.
3, 2, 1.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Boo! All right, so we have Bristlin up north starting a little slow with the building right away, but starting to go. Need houses. I'm gonna go down here. So same thing. One guy on house, one guy on stable. I think that's interesting. The stable. Just because
so
of Viking cavalry is not the greatest.
my guess is that's most likely just to make sure he doesn't get overrun and the Vills get killed early, and that's probably
Okay.
to get him into the other building. So looks like he's building an archery range next, which I didn't
Yeah.
expect.
So do have that going.
Nothing on the water for him. Bristlin looks like she's going heavy longboats with 5 docks built right now, or queued up to build.
I don't have the dock up yet, so that's all you. I might be a couple seconds behind you. But I see the dock's being built now.
Yeah. Okay.
So no, you're fine. So we got heavy archery ranges and barracks. So it looks like arbs and champions coming out for that. And then like you said, I don't know, what time are you at on this?
Just 2 minutes.
Okay, same here. So yeah,
Yeah, it just
so
depends on who you're clicked on, right? So,
yeah, I changed it to Gaia so I could see everything. So the dock has been temporarily denied. I like the idea of going the longboats. I see that being placed now, and I see Lyrics is placing a. I like this castle. It's protecting the dock and the golds right now.
uh, yep, I see that. I think it's a good idea. Bruce got a couple longboats out. The champs can deal
I
with
like
that,
that.
so
Yeah.
we'll see how this turns out.
So interesting. I think the pikeman was probably in response to seeing just that early cavalier
That's a good point. Yep.
and just having a
Looks
couple
like
of
we have a
them.
little couple battles between the land units and the water units happening right now. It looks like can't quite get the longboats out quick enough to deal with this, but if she can get those massed up, they become pretty deadly.
Yeah. Maybe having these just like garrisoning inside instead of having them come out, like just have them garrison so you could pump out like 9 of them at once to kind of help out with those type of things. Nice
Yeah,
defense.
just to catch
That
up
works.
and maybe build a mass.
So here's another town center. Maybe should have used a castle forward or not a defensive castle by that goal to kind of help secure the back of her base.
Yeah, she's got one forward right now, which I think will help secure if she can get that up. Look at Lyric though, coming forward with the
Yeah,
castle, real aggressive in a
yeah,
siege
right there
workshop.
on the
That's going to
left
cause a big time problem.
with
So
the
kind of like that
siege.
map control we were talking about, right? Oh,
But
look,
here,
she's doing
okay,
exactly what you said.
all
She's
right. So
garrisoning
here's
in
the
the dock.
garrisoning.
Yeah.
I wish there was just a single wall tile right there, just to kind of. I don't know if you could. I know you can't do any gates, but I'm pretty sure you could place. I don't know if you could place a wall tile down. I don't know how
Yeah,
that.
you can wall. You can do stone and palisades in
You
this,
just
so
can't. Okay.
it is possible. I think
But look,
it does waste time though early in the game when you have just only a few villagers. We'll see if she can deny this castle over here. Look, he's walling himself in right now to make it
okay, so
impossible.
you can.
That quick wall, real nice play there.
So,
Um, well, now he's
and
got
that,
the longboats too. I didn't even notice that.
yeah, I just noticed that too. So longboats
So
are in, and here's a mass of champs and arbs and berserkers. Hey, thanks for the follow. Yeah,
and
I
he's about
think.
to deny that castle, which is going to really hurt.
Yeah,
Looks like what's the bill count right now?
Oh, that's a doubt castle. Vil
Yeah,
count.
we
Let
got
me.
an 18-7 bill count.
Yeah, and this is. I think that they're pumping. I'm not on. If I go to Bristlin's TC, she is pumping out Vils like they are being made, but 2 TCs right now. It's just a shame that we got a 95% doubt castle going.
Right. Yeah, if that gets up, that's a maybe slightly earlier too, and you can see how quickly Lyric got those castles up. I think he was able to get a more steady Vil production. You can see he's already got farms going. He's already on gold. Um, so we got a full. This is a real aggressive play on display here, and it kind of just shows the speed of the top level players, especially
Yeah,
if
it's
they're in
just,
the top 40.
and honestly, like I've played against Bristlin like a few times. I haven't done much. She's a really solid DM player. You're just facing a guy that's been
Right.
doing this, like
Yeah.
you said, 15 years. This is what the guy plays. You saw he doesn't even do random maps, and Bristlin
Yeah.
does both.
Exactly. Right. And yeah, I mean, we know we've talked quite a bit in our chats and stuff over the last couple weeks how playing DM can really make you a stronger RM player as well, and the
And there's the
improvement
GG.
to get up to like top 400 very quickly has been impressive. There's the
Yeah,
GG. Yep. Yep.
and honestly, you're looking at it. I think the builds are clean. I think it's the moving and that honestly that 20-second aggression, like within minute one, having that
Right.
small amount of aggression early just changes the whole gameplay. And what's
It
fun
was
is like it's
interesting.
an 8-minute game. Like we're not casting one game for an hour and a half. And I
That's
agree,
true.
Monkey. I
Yep.
need to get that Doubt Castle mod. I should have had that. I turned off all the mods for the casting. That's why.
The interesting thing for me here, what I was looking for, is how does the Viking on Golden Swamp? So he went heavy land right away to establish himself before going to the longboats, which kind of came in as a cleanup. Whereas Bristlin
Yeah.
went with the longboats first, and I think that was one of the questions for how to play this map, and I think it maybe at a lower level going longboats is pretty strong right away, but you can see the way he really established first, and those champions gave the longboats quite a fight, put her behind. and then he was able to bring the longboats in and destroy the docks and get that forward castle.
Yeah, I think it's
But it was interesting to see the difference between the strategies there. I thought that was going to be really one of the points of this game to look for.
all right. I did call I called 4 games here. We're hearing
You did.
some people here in chat are saying, 3-2 coming back, so we'll see. I do need to. I want to look at that timeline because I think that's the big thing. Timeline and Vills. I mean, you look at Eco, like Lyrics started getting. It looks like around that 6-minute mark is when you start getting resources because we're at 8.5 minutes and we're starting to collect things.
Yeah, 2 games in a row, 6-minute mark. He's starting
Yeah.
to build farms and get on gold, so that must
So
be
again, it's the unit kills, that KD that's there. But again, here it is. This one a little bit different with production. I don't understand how.
Yeah, you can
First
see
one
kind of right.
lost.
It's almost like the start wasn't quite as clean on that
Not
one
as
there. You
yeah.
can see right away there's a bit of a dip in
Just a
in
small
population.
thing there.
Right. So there might have been some idle TC or something that went unnoticed. But
Yeah.
I'd say still, from executed well. That nothing, from a build standpoint, she had units up and was over there with the scout and everything. But I think that this is really, part of the storyline is just the gap in the skill level for these two and the experience, right? So
I agree. And Procaster, my wireless headphones, they were plugged in all day, but I didn't have my power strip on, so I gotta switch headphones real quick. So Procasting, and everybody gets to see this on stream because I switched so I could get the second game. So I'm not gonna hear you for like 10, 20 seconds. So hang on. Hey, thank you so much, Sunday, for the subscription.
So I do have a fun.
They can't hear you, and I can't hear you till right now. You talk now. Let's see if I have it fixed.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
So nobody heard any of my fun facts.
Probably not. No, I heard favorites. I heard it all, but I had to switch the desktop audio to switch it to headphones. So
See, no big deal. I'm used to being muted on your channel, so
this is what happens when you have a Procaster like me.
I mean, my guess is I'm muted now, so
You're not.
probably like
You're
well,
not muted.
that's your opinion.
And that's true. I do have opinions.
So should I go through my
hey,
fun
Pi.
fact again about Lyric?
Yeah.
I feel like
yes,
we need
please go through your fun fact. Hey, Pi, I saw your stuff. I was switching over. Yeah, after all the deathmatch things, I don't know if Bristlin wants an interview or anything. We're up for that. And then I can even do your game too. So
yes, I think we should. That'd be wonderful. So we want to give Lyric some love. I mean, this guy is a pro. He's been so I already kind of did a couple of these, but just to kind of profile him a bit, he's from France. He's got 15 years of DM experience, if not more, with Age of Empires. Been playing since Age of Kings. We know that his favorite color to play is blue, so you've seen him playing that in these games so far. A little fun fact right there. And
how did
this
you
is
find
the real
out that?
fun
How
one.
did you find out this guy's favorite color was blue?
I did my research, man.
Okay.
It's his favorite color. Yeah, I play blue too, so I like this guy a lot. I wish I was as good as him at DM, but maybe one day. And then here's my final fun fact. He actually hates to play gray, color 7, and it's because he can't see his units.
Huh.
Right?
That's interesting. I don't like playing blue on water maps because I can't see anything on the water. And
that makes a lot of sense.
Green I can do now, but prior, like in HD, I could not do green because I couldn't see it on green maps.
So here's a question: on Bog Islands, can you play blue? Because the water's more teal. Like, do you not like teal on that island?
I don't know.
On the island?
I was playing purple. I used to play orange back on AOC and AOK. Because that's my favorite color in general. But then with HD, you could not see orange on Arabia or any of those type of maps. You had to like
Hmm.
get up. It was hard for me to see at least, unless you had like a decent amount going on. And then I switched to purple, but then starting to play with Shinobi a lot, I
Yeah.
like switched to red. Like without like I'm like
There's
I
a
don't
battle
care.
for purple, man. There's like Shinobi, there's Loom,
Yeah. I just
there's
I like
Potion.
having like just a color that like stands out on the map. It's easy to identify. So like black is solid for me, but I've been doing red lately. I don't know, maybe because I'm like an evil person. Who knows?
You've been red. That's
Yeah.
true. I've started to identify you.
So that's
Did you
it just made it easy. So I like changed like even me chit chatting in these things, I made it all red. I am loading the game. I'm just gonna hit pause and then I could do the switch
Yeah,
over.
let me load up too. I actually
What
forgot.
was no, you're
Oh
fine.
yeah, map 3. Have we revealed it yet? I don't think we
No, we
have.
have not revealed it. I'm at four
Shame on
seconds.
us.
Yeah. Hey, Vivi fan, what's up? Um, so let me get that up.
Game 3 on deck. I'm paused at 2 seconds.
I'm paused at 4. So we have. Oh, I forgot to switch because procasting. I'm gonna update it, and you tell Civs here and map.
So we got a Arabia, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and this drum roll are the Frankie boys.
I like Frank's.
The
I think
the
it's good.
French player picks the Frankie boys.
I think that's on purpose.
I think I think there might be symbolic. I like it.
I kind of like it too. You're
Mhm.
gonna, it's gonna be a fast. It's gonna just be mass paladins. I think you're gonna see paladins and uh, pointy boys coming out
Oh
right
yeah,
away.
there's
I
gonna be
think
Halds
I
and
don't.
Paladins and Castles.
You got to get those
Probably
Frank
some.
castles. It's all about the Frank castles. They're Punisher castles.
Wait,
That's a meaty and I joke
is this
there.
cheap Castles?
We could like calling them Punisher
Hey,
castles.
speaking of, do you know why the Franks don't get a wood chopping bonus?
Is this a joke or is this real?
It's a joke
I do not know.
because they're always throwing their axe.
That's a bristling joke right there. She would be very proud. She loves it. She's not doing anything, but I know she loves it. I went red this series
Pretty
because her.
terrible.
Yeah, it's Green Arabia. See, Pie likes it, but I know Bristling likes it. She might be rolling her eyes though. So,
So bad, it's good.
all right. So we're gonna open up. So what I've noticed is it seems like you're dropping the stables first and then the barracks because you have faster units with the scouts, like with the cavalry, as opposed
Yes,
to infantry.
correct. Stables, and then into barracks, and then if you have an archery unit, I believe you go into them next. I'm not sure with the Franks if they're gonna play any archery units in this one, but I guess we're gonna find out in about a minute here.
All right.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think we're gonna see lots of castles too. It'll be fun.
All right, you ready here? We'll do the countdown.
Let's do it. Count it down.
All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, so I did it on Gaia view just so I could see everything be put down. A small idle time here for Bristolin right away in the first 20 seconds with those two vills.
I noticed that.
I don't know what
Let's see if
happened.
me neither. So it looks like she recovered. She's got everything going. 2 on the stable build. Maybe she was taking time to get the scout going, so she does have her scout forward.
So we
Lyric
got
does as well.
2 on 1 stable, 2 on houses right now for Bristolin, and we have 1 on houses only for Lyrics. But
Right.
early aggression by Bristolin, even if you lose that light cav,
Yeah, she's
I
got him idle with that one Vil.
just that small. I mean, that's that small little advantage here.
Yep, she took out his scout, so good start.
But
Starting to send some pallies over.
all right, I'm gonna pause. I'm at a minute
Okay.
40, and the reason
Yep.
I want to pause is just to kind of compare the two different things. Yeah, Bristol, it's all good. That's where we're learning, and it's on fast speed, so that's like that little bit of time is probably only like 10 seconds normally or something. I don't know the
Yeah,
whole
that's true.
comparison, But
Probably
looking,
queuing builds and scouting, I imagine.
the only reason I want to pause here at this minute 40 is just the amount of buildings, the differences. Like already 1, 2, 3 stables built, 1 barracks built for lyrics, and only
Working on a
one,
castle too.
and work on castle, and only 1 stable built right now.
Right. Yeah, you can see that that speed that he has and the practice he has on that build order too. I imagine Frank's are something, picking it as his home civ, something that he practices quite a bit.
So Briston, wait, you said no, I mean, I don't think we were allowed to do this map. So you weren't supposed to do this map that we're playing? Oh, never mind. They're talking about a different map. Never mind. That's my bad.
Oh, okay, yeah. No,
Sorry.
gotcha. I think we've done that a couple times here as we've
Yeah.
mistaken their comments to us.
No, it's fine. I just saw that, but
Procasters.
procasting.
Yes.
But I think right here, noticing like 2 different builds, like same amount of time in. Like,
Right.
what's the difference here? Like, and I mean, that would be probably sitting on the 1, but I mean, that small idle time of like 10, 20 seconds isn't going to is not going to produce an extra 3 production buildings.
Yeah, we'd probably have to go back and look exactly at it, but my guess would be something around just placement of the buildings in terms of the amount of time the villas have to walk, maybe the number of villas building, and how you sequence them in terms of order of operations. So she's got the 4 houses up just like Lyric does, but only the 1 stable.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I think at this level, these guys are looking at this from second to second, and even where the villas are building it, so they can turn around and build the next building right away.
Yeah, and I will say, Bristlin, there's a pause at, the pause at start. Apparently, Bristlin said they were supposed to pick Arabia, not Green Arabia.
Oh, okay.
He was supposed to. I don't know if that's an admin thing. I have no idea. I don't know. So we'll find out, I guess. We'll just. Where are you at? What time?
1:40.
Oh wow! Look at this.
Look
This
at
is
that.
pro. All right, I'll
It
do
is.
the 3, 2, 1 again. All right.
Perfect.
All right. 3, 2, 1. These are mirror. Hey, thanks for the follow.
Now this is the second time where the pathing of Briss's paladins have just missed lyrics coming into her base as well.
And
so.
Or one of those things like you're not paying attention because you're sending them.
Right. Yeah, I think at this point in the game you're just kind of chaotic, trying to build and queue, and just the rate at which you have to queue units alone is enough to drive somebody crazy if you're new to DM. So if you had years of practicing it, it's probably a lot easier. But
so and Bristlin has 2 paladins in there harassing some vills.
Yeah,
but there's pointy boys in the back, so sending all the cav and leaving the pointy boys in the back. I like that call, because then you have protection, because you're just going to be sending those. So now you got Halbs defending and paladins forward.
We have a big problem early on for Bristlin, which is the Vill count is down to 4. There's a 9-4 Vill count lead.
Oh, so that ain't 10-4.
He's just sniping Vills, is what he's coming over to get those.
So not going for any. Okay, but if you look, Bristlin has a decent meat coming here now. Big old meat.
Yeah, she's got enough stables up to start pumping. You can see I've got it on her view. She's got 14 queued in every single stable. It's very similar to what Lyric has going, so this is a good start from a military standpoint.
Lyric has
he's
not
castle up. He's not as aggressive. You can see he hung back a little bit this game, and he's putting up the defensive Frankie Boy castles and
get them Punisher.
Yeah, so she's coming forward now.
Bristlin like Bristlin's decent meat. Gotta love that meat. All right, so will they engage here in the center?
Let's see if she can get this castle up too.
All right, so I don't. This is not.
I'm not sure I like that fight. Yeah, no. Maybe get out of there.
No, there's no. And there's no. Well, there are Halbs in there. It's just maybe the placement of them.
Right.
And the trickle.
Yeah, so it looks like you can see those axemen are out too from the castle. So he is going to axemen, just like the army comp's exactly what we expected.
Yeah. Axemen to clear up the Halbs.
Frankie Boy's CA, but I'm not sure we're gonna see.
I don't think so. I think you're gonna see. I'm just gonna call it the meta. You're just gonna see the paladins, Halbs, and then you're just gonna have the axemen to clean anything else up. Bristlin also has 3 idols right now.
Right. Yeah, I think not being able to get these castles up has been part of the storyline of these games. You saw how quickly Lyric got castles up for home defense, and both in games 1 and 2, that was
But
a big problem. So she really needs to prioritize getting these up.
a decent cleanup here.
Yep.
He's retreating. He's following just those 12 paladins over there, 10 of paladins. So the big idea here is all the vills. I mean, I'm not crazy here, but second TC up. Have a third one on the way after these two houses. But I'd like to see a castle being put up. Because now the four
she's
castles
got
and
one
the
vill
trebs.
on the south castle there, over the gold, which I like the placement, but there's those two, those vills.
That's about to be.
Maybe try to get that castle up at all costs.
Yeah. Because now these throwing axemen are Treb just cleared out that castle, just the foundation of it. This castle might not be a doubt one though. We'll see. It's at 89.90. Will it go up? Go, go, go. Come on, 99. Yay, castle.
No doubt.
That was good.
Ooh, those axemen are starting to rip.
Oh, yeah, they're ripping. But I would agree with Walker that I feel a lot more comfortability. That's not a word. We'll make it a word now.
I like it. I understand it at least.
A lot more comfortable with playing the Franks. You could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean with Bristolin?
Yeah, with Bristolin, like way more comfortable with like playing this. I don't know.
Yeah, I think good start. The Vill count got low, but she bounced back from it. I think that's the key. Getting that second TC up, and then you saw how quickly she was spamming the Bills out of both. That was a good move.
Yeah, and I mean now, Lyrics has. I want to make sure I could only see that, but the Vill count is still 50 to 13. It'll be with 145 military to 5. So what do you
imagine? Yeah, he's got look at all the farms he's got going. He's on stone, actually. I guess that tells you the importance of the cheap Frank castles he's got on gold. He's still got a bit of a mass at his base. The map control really stands out. You can see how you see the castle up there in the west corner already. So he's protecting gold all over the map. Yeah, really interesting.
Oh, right. Straight. Yeah, now it's just all about map control.
Right.
Nice
so he spread
castles.
The map
you can't get to the base easily now, even if there was a comeback here. So a decent, really good back, really good defense initially, but there's a GG.
Right.
It comes down to, I would say, Vills again, and then I don't understand. I mean, maybe it's just the APM also.
Yeah, these guys are so good in the first couple minutes of going in and sniping Vills. You see in all 3 games it was an issue. She couldn't protect those initial Vills buildings, couldn't get the castles up. Was a little bit slower to production because of it. That really speaks volumes just to the level that Lyrics at, and I think that's probably the next big step for any DM player. I mean, most DM players who've only been playing for 3 weeks would probably not even survive that first push. So for her to kind of bounce back from that, give him a couple battles, especially in game 3, having a push on his base, it sticks out, how quickly she's learned, and I think we'll only get better, and this is really good experience playing in World Cup. So good effort overall, and
I think it's cool. I think
it was great.
I mean, I'm being serious, not just because I know Bristolin. I really was thinking 4 games. I was really thinking that we'd see that 4th game, a win on the home map. That was what I was gonna think. But I mean,
try to pull off that Viking Golden Swamp victory. Yep.
So and again,
that strategy that he used to secure land first, I think that was surprising. So.
And like Bristolin even noticed, big GGs across the board for Bristolin. I think here within that first minute, that small, you could see just how that 1 minute on that graph. I think I could actually, you could see.
Yeah, the mistakes multiply at this level, right?
Yeah, all right, so you have 20 seconds of idle time in Dark Age. Yes, that's 1 Vill just about with a random map. But here now you're talking about a production building being built, possibly. Like all those things. And you could just see, like, we got decent Vills here, and then it just snowballs so fast. Small things.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Good, well said.
yeah, and Bristlin, realistically, her starts were slow and didn't make enough fills to replenish the ones that died. Yeah, I think it's one of those things. Like you could, I mean, I could go back and hit play again and hit play again so many different times and look, and I think it just goes on to like someone that has a very high APM that just knows the first 6 minutes of a death match in and out, just like how
Right.
like here with random map where me personally I'm just trying to get a smooth dark age and like
Yeah, just
everybody
the
else like it's like they don't think about it, they're just moving clicking and it's just you do the same thing every time, it just becomes rote.
yeah, and you have to go scout, you have to execute the build order, you have to try to keep your vills alive, you have to mass an army in your base while trying to kill his vills. There's a lot going on in DM in a very short period of
Oh, there's
time.
so
So
much going on.
the good
It's
news is it
crazy.
makes people better playing it for RM and other formats. But the learning curve is huge, right? So again, we can't. I think we can't stress enough that this is a pretty big uphill battle in terms of
Yeah.
experience and seed and just elo everything. So a
All
really good
right.
showing. I think the tournament experience is huge.
So Bristlin's ready for her loser interview. I'm gonna switch
Yes.
to I'm gonna just put her in here. I'm just gonna change her role. Bristlin, come into the tourney chat. It won't be locked for you. Yeah, if you guys have questions, you post them in the comments here. We'll read them off as well. So Bristlin, you should be able to join. Hey, Bristlin!
Hey guys.
Where's the
I
lid?
gotta turn up your volume a bit.
GG.
Hold on.
Yeah, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I was really impressed with how professional this was.
That Odd and I talking yesterday, and then today I'm like sitting in. I had like I don't know 4 or 5 hours of just like video conference like meetings. Odd had a bunch of phone calls, and I don't know. It's fun. He's he's the one that came up with all these graphics, except for the background. I got that off Streamlabs. Everything else though, it was
Oh, I
fun.
love it.
That's good. That was fun. It's
It
really
was
hard
fun.
to cast DM as a
Yeah.
because I'm just not used to it. So I actually watch like YouTube videos on how intros and stuff are supposed to be. So
Yeah, I mean, oh my god. Should we start talking about the first game?
well,
I
hey,
Yeah.
before we do that, Pie's question is, how does it feel to be the cabbage queen of AOE?
it feels pretty good. I have as much cabbage as I could ever dream of.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Yeah, so
That is a
game
great
one.
first question, Pi. Well done. That was actually on my questions list though, so oh man, I got to
Oh
come up with a new one.
man. Yeah, I mean, for the first game, like the standard build orders, 4 stables, 5 barracks, 7 archery ranges. But I only got up 4 barracks and I got up, I think, 4 archery ranges. So before I even was able to finish the basic Huns build order, he had already swarmed my base. I was like, oh shoot.
Right.
like like how can I come back from that? Because like
Yeah.
he clearly has already done those things. So how can I come back?
Yeah. So how quickly did you realize you were in game one? How quickly did you realize his skill level and maybe what was the biggest difference you noticed again than maybe the random ranked pool that you play in?
I think with like, well, I'm pretty new, but I mean, I know with Huns, you make paladins, halbs, and cav archers. Once I saw cav archers from him, I was like, oh, I have nothing. Like, I have nothing to counter that right now. Like,
Right.
so that's when I knew, like I was in hot water. I was really against someone I had no chance against, but I'll do my best.
So like the standard build then is you rip out the paladins, you have the halbs, and then now after you have those productions, then you go into the archery range to get the CA.
Yeah, then you try to
Okay.
pick off all
So
their
that's like
halbs.
your third. Okay, so that's like you're pumping out the paladins, then you have halbs to deal with that, and now you have the cav archers to clean things up. So he's already in. I'm gonna call it phase three. I don't know what you would call it, and you're
Yeah,
still in one and two.
basically.
Okay. Huh. Do you?
One of my big questions. So I know recently you've added the castle build or the earlier castles to the mix. I noticed that Lyric was getting his castles up really quickly defensively. whereas you went more for forward castles in game one. Was that something that you thought maybe you could get away with, and he surprised you, or did something go wrong in the build?
Something went wrong, and I thought the only way to fix it was to try to be more aggressive.
Right.
It kind of made sense in my head at the moment, but I thought maybe I could protect a Treb with a forward castle and
Nice.
try to get his castle down, but it didn't work, unfortunately.
So, first game, real quick. So, overall, how do you feel your overall performance was? Ignoring that, you played against lyrics, like your overall, or do you think you did okay with what you did?
Yeah, but I think anyone that's played in a tournament, you kind of have that, oh crap, I'm in a tournament right now. And like that kind of takes up like 5 seconds of your mind, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's happened to anyone else here, but that happened to me. I was like, oh my God, it's finally happening. And I think that panic kind of just really slowed me down. So I think I was much slower
Yeah.
than I normally am. And it's thanks to those tournament jitters.
Yeah, and you're playing someone who's probably been in potentially hundreds of these, right? So that's a huge part of it. But
Yeah.
um,
So
game
yeah,
two,
game
so
2, your home map.
Yeah. I thought I could throw him off with the unexpected, but he really, I guess when I'm looking back at what he did, he didn't really care about the center. He hit me on the flank, and, he had maybe some longboats because he saw that I was making docks, but ultimately he went archers. I had one archery range. Me making champions and pikes wouldn't have done anything, unfortunately.
Hmm.
But I think I was too mixed up in my mind of when I wanted to make that stupid dock that
Yeah.
I should have made a castle sooner. And I mean, I don't know about the stable. I think the stable was a cool option that he threw in there.
do you think
It
that was
wouldn't.
just to get forward quicker because the knights or the whatever he made cavalier are faster?
Yeah, I mean, he really did damage with those, right? So he made it
Yeah.
worth it. But I think a player like me, I probably couldn't make it worth it because I'm slower.
Well, you have a bit of a blueprint now to work on that strategy. It seemed really powerful. It
Definitely.
seemed like
Yeah.
getting the longboats out took a long time, and he was already over there killing them with the champs. That seemed to be a problem in that game.
Yeah, and there was no way to like really micro them into a pond to make them not touch the champions because he had archers. He had so many.
Right.
That
He
was
made it
tough.
interesting. He had an interesting play of going forward very early with an aggressive castle siege workshop in that game. Did that throw you off?
Yes. Yeah, I was like in my mind, like, oh, if I just make another siege workshop, because I was making them in the back. I'm like, oh, I could flatten his archers. I'm like, oh, well,
He
there's your
has one.
castle.
Yeah, he has a castle and he has one of those. Yeah. I
He did
think
that quick wall, everything,
yeah.
man.
Oh,
But
I
I think that's
know.
the one thing you learned here is like the longboats are awesome on that still. It seems like that's the next line you do after you do all of your like military. That would be the big thing.
Right. And I was looking at the you
Hmm.
guys casting, which was amazing, by the way.
It's all
Um,
odd. It's
but I
all
was
odd.
looking at
Oh no,
me
no.
walking to my docks completely unprotected, and I'm like, what was I doing? Like,
Yeah.
he could have killed all my villagers.
Yeah, it's just he knows how to idle your TC and idle your villagers so well. Like he
Hmm.
knows like where to hit so that you gotta ringing that TC bell, but like having to garrison them and get them off from building all the different production buildings. That's a huge thing that really snowballs. Like just those like 10, 15, 20 seconds of idle time just ramps up so much in this mode.
It really does. Like the Vil count. I mean, the number of TCs that he had
Yeah,
up. Like he had farms. I didn't have a single farm.
At 6 minutes, he
at
had
6
farmed. We were
minutes.
shocked.
So yeah,
We
and I think what's crazy is I watched like a YouTube video, like a couple of them, just to see how is the intro. And it's like you're watching this, it's like okay, at minute 6 you start making 5 to 7 TCs and this and that, and he's at like 11 minutes and he's got like full production prepped up now. Like
Hmm.
he's at 11 minutes, this guy he's ready for the full out war, like the long game. 11 minutes in, he's prepped for it. So it blows my mind how fast people could be with that. And then
And to me, yeah. I'm sorry, go.
no, I had nothing.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, to your point, like, it was almost very flattering that he was like preparing for the long game. Like, he was making farms, like,
Yeah.
he was doing everything
Yeah.
that it took to beat me.
Yeah,
Oh
He
yeah,
was
there's no
preparing
doubt
for a
he
long
went
especially
all out.
game.
Yeah, he went
especially
all
that
out.
third game. Like you definitely played your best on that third game. Like I
Mm-hmm.
really like. I mean, I said it. Like I legit was ready for you to take a game from that guy.
Ah, me too.
I was like, all right, like realistically, probably not win this round because of this guy's seed and everything, and like looking where he's at. But I think you like the way deathmatch works, like the games that I've seen, it's literally anybody's game as long as you have that initial build order ready. So like you
Yeah.
should be able. I thought at least your home map would be the win, but that game 3, he picked Franks on Arabia, and that was crazy. I didn't think that you could repick Arabia again.
Yeah, it's his home map, and
Because I saw game 1 Arabia, like it just was kind of weird to repick it, but yeah, that was your best one. I know you had the idle time initially, but like that was your best build.
You did a
Minus
good
that,
job fighting back in that game
really
too.
good.
He actually came in and did quite a bit of damage to your Vil count early, but you used your military to your advantage to get back into it and made it a longer game. So that was good.
Yeah, and you
His
made
throwing
him.
axemen became
Yeah,
a huge problem.
yeah.
Oh boy.
oh, they really were. That was at the point where I'm like, oh, maybe I can do this, and then I saw like maybe 20 like throwing axemen.
Yeah, and those things just shred like infantry.
I'm like, when did he make those?
Right. Yeah, he had a bunch of castles up. That was one of the big, just looking at some of the
Everywhere on
things
the
that
map.
stood out. I mean, he had castles in the corners of the map. He was finding golden hills way over to the west. The whole map was blue basically at the 11-minute mark. So map control, early map control seemed to be one of the themes for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It-
he played super well. I don't know if he's here right now because I sent him the link and told him to stop by. But if he is here, like he played
oh my
wonderfully.
gosh. Yeah. This is going to be cool. Like I said, you messaged me the other night, me, Odd, and Meaty, and it's like, or was it last week? I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't care. I'll play somebody, and it's fun. I like the random map stuff better just because it's just a different. It's a little bit slower, like more methodical, but it's really fun to play this deathmatch stuff. It's fun. It's addicting. I could see why people like to do it.
I
So do you
completely
know, does
agree.
Lyric play any RM? We were wondering that.
We were chatting yesterday. We actually talked for a while just about you know how we started playing Age of Empires and what our favorite civs are and stuff. Which I wasn't doing it to try to like get inside his head and learn about him. Um, I was we're just trying to figure out a time to play and figure out
So
what we
what was
enjoy
the verdict? What
doing.
are the favorite civs? We know you're Vikings. What's the non-Viking favorite civ?
Well, he does like the Franks, but he definitely didn't play for a while, so he wasn't as familiar with all the expansions that came out, basically.
Oh
So
wow.
he's still becoming familiar with those. And yeah, I mean, even if I did pick one of those civs, he would have smoked me on them, like, like for real. But it was really fun. I enjoyed just being in this tournament. Just you know, now I can say I was in the World Cup,
I know
try to get a
it's so cool. It's fun. I mean, you not that like okay like because oh did you do the Red Bull tournament or no?
I have never played in a tournament.
So like Bristlin, me, Nels, Meaty, a whole bunch of us, we all did the Red Bull one.
Right, Wololo, right?
Yeah, the Wololo one, and like it was like I probably don't have a chance. I could probably win round 1. That's all I thought. I could probably get through round 1. And it's a different way like of playing, and it's like the more we do, and then I did Looms tournament. I lost in the first round, bartender, so that's how I got like learning like knowing who bartender was like, and now doing the ABCD tournament. I lost in the first round, but now I have like Tom in here, Tom Snuffles, met him through the ABCD. It's just so cool, like how all these little different things you start to meet new people and expand the whole community. It's really fun, and the tournaments are fun. They are a blast. But it's like you're saying, Bruce, it's a
Yeah.
whole new mindset. It's literally like you said, the first 5 seconds, you're making a thing. You're like, oh crap, somebody might be seeing this later. It's not just me versus a random map. Like I don't have to share out this, but someone's going to be casting it, or someone's going to want to watch it at some point. Like someone's going to see how terrible I just did or how good I played, and it makes you.
Exactly.
It's a whole different type of thing. Yeah,
I know, and you try to put that outside of your head,
Tom, that's funny.
right?
Yeah,
But
you
it's
can't
in
though.
there.
It is like I feel like I don't panic that much. I mean, like I don't like if I get down to a low amount of vills, I know how to rebuild up and reboom up with different things. Like I know when I need to be able to call or not, trust on teams, but in a 1v1 it's so different, especially in a tournament. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I just really hope that, like, I think it's so great that you guys are casting this because we're all noobs, right? Like, we're pretty new at DM, and I hope that new DM players will see this and be like, oh, I want to try it now. Like,
Yeah.
maybe I can try to be in the World Cup next time and
Yeah,
make the
how did
community even bigger.
yeah, I totally agree with that. Well said. I was curious, how did you kind of get interested in DM? Was this sort of a product of Empire Wars, Wololo, or something else?
It was well, Legion of Loom. He was I was ending my stream one night and we were trying to figure out who to host, and Loom was like, "Oh, like this guy Leash, who I knew nothing about. I saw he wasn't wearing a shirt. I'd never seen him before. I mean, he's like known for not wearing the shirt. I don't know. Um, we hosted him, and he was super nice. He was playing deathmatch. Like he was like hitting the keyboard, and we're like, "What's he doing?" And we had no idea. He was like the best in the world, right? Um,
He's right up there. Yeah, I think he is.
and we went into his chat. He was super nice to us. He
That's
pretty much
cool.
was walking through everything he was doing and teaching us. And I was like, oh, well, like I didn't know people even played this.
Yeah, no, I've never done it before ever. That was the first time. I mean, I've done like, oh, play against the AI and do like, stupid stuff, and I mean that's essentially like but nothing like this. It's so fun.
Yeah, and I think the coolest part is like all the top level people you can literally message, right?
Yeah.
And learn from them.
Yeah,
Right,
the
the
community is
big DM
smaller, so I
Discord.
feel
Yep.
like it's easier to do something like that with. As
So
like with
it's
the
so cool.
so Leash best in the world now, Tom Snuffles asks. Poor Daywalker.
Well, this tournament will reveal that, won't it?
It will.
So, so do we have? Is there kind of a general consensus around the favorite to win this whole thing, Bristlin, that you know of?
I think it's true.
Yeah.
I, I think it's our buddy True.
True. I like that. And I know like Viper's reigning champ from last year. So it'd
But
be
I
interesting. I was
mean,
telling Aud, like I love I love watching Viper streams and different things like that. I think it would be really great for the community if a strictly DM player wins it.
you got one of my other top choices in your chat right now. I think Daywalker's got a really, really good chance of taking the whole thing.
Yeah, I was curious
What's
if he was a good player because he just mentioned a couple minutes ago
yeah,
that he
round
may be in line to play Lyric.
He's
So
a great player.
yeah, okay. He can
so
give us some notes later on our on DM so we can be better casters next time. You know, you get two DM noobs casting today, trying to sort
yeah,
out
all
on the
new.
fly. Well, that build order looks right.
Yeah, are you going to be
Ooh.
casting other series? I think
Yeah, I have no problem doing
Oh
it.
yeah.
I like this. So Daywalker right now, I have he is number 3 right now on the ladder. I like
You
that.
know, I think Daywalker's my new favorite because he just said that you're doing a good job.
Hey,
So
we're
I'm
doing. I
pulling for
like
this
that.
guy.
All
I
right,
like this guy a lot. He's a great DM player.
Daywalker. True was really cool last week when we were playing with him. That was so awesome. And like not realizing True is I like because I don't know the whole like deathmatch scene. I'm just learning about like within the past like actual year, if that, learning about like the whole scene around Age of Empires. It's all new to me, like watching a lot of these streams. So like I know all the main guys with the, just the random maps, but now learning about the deathmatch and being able to, like, here we go, we got Daywalker, one of the best guys in the world, literally, like in my chat. How cool is that? Say we're doing a good
Cool.
job. That's so
I
cool.
really, if Daywalker makes it against Lyric, we may need to be involved in that one with Bristlin.
Oh my
What?
gosh,
Yes.
yes.
Oh yeah.
I think that sounds fun.
And it's fun.
man.
Like I had no, I liked watching some videos to learn like openings and different things like that. I mean, it's fun. It seems like every type of opening is the same. The main best DMers are True Leash, Orcut, and Jidba. I've heard about that Jidba guy. Heard about that guy. No,
That
I had nothing.
guy.
To some
That
people, that's
guy.
probably the equivalent of being like, I've heard of that, Scottie Pippen guy
Yeah. No, it
before.
was just because
Heard of that
True
Michael Jordan
story
before.
was like that was like one of the funniest stories he was telling last week.
Gotcha.
About how he's just out partying. He's like, oh, I forgot about this tournament. I should go play. But there's a lot of guys that I didn't know played deathmatch. I'm looking at. Let me see here. I don't have that set up to go to my desktop screen. I was just looking at the bracket right now to kind of get an idea of where different people are at. So,
Man.
Well, Lyrics might
Well,
go against ACCM if he wins his game.
and how is like ACCM in something like this?
He's number 27.
Ooh.
I like that you know these numbers. This is
So
really
Oh no,
exciting.
I'm looking at the bracket right
Oh,
now.
I was like, holy crap. Yeah, so you have the code.
She's got the whole bracket memorized.
You got Leash, you got Daywalker, True, Jidba. All right. Is that Vivi at number 6?
Uh,
ACCM has big potential. I don't know if, like, I don't know.
Are all the big names in this tournament, or is anybody sitting out by any chance that maybe is usually up there at the top?
mm, that'd be a good question for Daywalker.
Number 6 is Nilly. Nilly's really
Nilly,
good
okay.
at deathmatch. I've seen him play a lot of those.
Wow.
I'm
That's
just
crazy.
on the AoE2.net
So
site.
he's top 10 in both categories then, right? I think they're all in it, says Daywalker. Yeah, okay, good. I figured, but I just
Apart
was
from
curious.
tempo. That's great. That is nuts. Wow. I don't know who this code guy is. That's new to me. Do you know who he is or she?
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
He streams as well.
I'm gonna have to watch these. I think that would be fun to watch some deathmatch streams.
Yeah, I feel like I could get really into this World Cup 3. This is going to be fun.
Why is Nilly in Team Secret? Is it because of his DM play? I don't know why he is. I think he's a really good player. He's a really good caster, in my opinion, too. Maximize sexiness. It's I really like I like Nilly. I think it might be my favorite one to watch as an actual caster. But I'm so
You
excited.
wanted his hotkeys too, if I remember.
Yeah, I was watching them, and there's just a few that his made sense, and that's a topic for that's another 2 hour
I was going to
discussion.
say, if we start the hotkey discussion, we may
No.
not finish it.
Yeah, we
so
won't
gotta
finish
be
it.
careful here. Time zones and hotkeys are off limits for us. Yeah, Bristlin, one of my questions I
Oh,
wanted to
wow,
ask was,
monkey.
how did coordinating the start time go? Were there any time zone mishaps? Was anybody late?
Oh my god. Ugh. So, I mean, well, the way I just reacted, you'd think yes, but you both know I'm really bad with time zones. So, like, this was a recipe for disaster. Yeah, you both know how much I hate time.
Time is stupid.
Yeah.
So, when he said GMT +2, I'm like, oh, shoot. Like, when you start adding pluses onto it, I'm like, what is that? You know,
We
'cause
thought
when
about doing a graphic for the time zone breakdown to kind of describe,
That is true.
what time everybody was doing, but that was going to be quite a bit of work. So we're going to save that for later, but eventually you'll see us really breaking down the game and when the meetup times were, how everybody figured figured out how to uncode what GMT plus 2
And
means.
then not even being in the Age of Empires chat, we'll just be on the just chatting section of Twitch, just talking about time zones for 3
Oh
hours.
yeah. I
Again,
mean,
again.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Snap Drex.
he messaged me 2 hours early today, and I was like, oh shoot, like am I completely wrong? But like he was just saying he was free.
So
Like
there was a moment of doubt there.
yeah, because he's 6 hours ahead of me. So I was like, well, one of us is definitely gonna be screwed over, right? Assuming we both have natural sleep schedules. But he ends up staying up a little later than the average person. So him starting at 10:30 p.m. was not a problem.
Probably when he's the most awake. If he plays
Yeah.
regularly at night. So
I mean, it ended up being like I think he was the best person I could have ever been matched up with. Like he was so
Thanks
easy
for
to
the follow,
coordinate with,
Crazy.
and was kind of just like whenever you want, it's when we'll play.
Huh.
awesome.
Yeah, I
We'll
like
have
that.
to send him random invites to our DM community games and see if he can school us.
See, that's what I want. I wanna make these guys play with us now.
Yeah.
In our
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. So I mean, like Daywalker and the guy you just played. Like the guy you just played, I didn't see any. There's no ratings of him on ranked matches or anything. But like Daywalker, do you play like just the random maps, or is it strictly only deathmatch? Like that's the stuff I don't know. Like just in
Daywalker
general.
streams some RM.
He does? Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely better than me.
1600. Oh gosh. Cut that in half and add 100. That's mine. All right, yeah. Cut that number in half. Eh, yeah, cut it in half, add 100. You're at the Pony Boy level, right around the 900. Yeah.
I wonder if there's any more games that are.
So, where are they posting the games at? Is it in? Are they posting it in the DM Gaming? Is there a Discord just for this tournament?
It's on the
Oh,
AoE Zone forum.
No, I meant here's the streaming things. I looked at all that.
We all post our recordings in a zip file in the AoE Zone forum.
In a zip file. I like that.
Well, I've seen everyone do that so far. I don't know if that was the standard.
I like that it's a zip file. I just didn't know, like, I mean, I closed out of the game, but I can always see if there's more going on. We use DM Gaming, but for the tourney records, they are on AoE Zone. Interesting. So that's kind of, yeah, because all the couple tournaments I did, it was like Red Bull and ABCD. Looms was different, but those two, it was just posting the recs in Discord. Hey, no, thank you. Let me know. I'll cast any of your games you want, Daywalker. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Definitely.
And we got to play sometime so you could destroy me because I'm terrible.
Daywalker, more like Slay Walker.
Ooh,
right?
I like Slay Walker. You might. That is so good, Slay Walker. Oh my gosh.
We're his biggest fans now.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
So do we have any predictions for the
Hey Oceaning,
the World Cup winner? Bristling? Got any gut feelings? Or is it too soon?
When you get swept, you always hope that the person that beat you is the one who wins the tournament, right?
That's right. You can say you lost to the champ.
Exactly. So we're rooting for Lyric. He's gonna take it home.
I'm down for that.
We got
He's a good
Oceaning
player.
in the
We got to
chat.
give him a ton of credit. I was actually really impressed and glad we could cast the game. His speed is incredible, so I wasn't expecting him to be so fast.
So crazy.
Yeah, me neither.
I just love that he told you he hates the color gray. That's just my favorite thing.
It's so random.
You know, it's true though, because I'll tell you what, a couple times I've thought my game was bugged when I was gray, because I go to grab my sheep and they don't move, because the sheep, they don't look any different when they're grays or when they're Gaia. So, you know, maybe the guy has had a lot of problems grabbing sheep at the beginning of the game with gray, and he just said, that's enough. I've had enough. I gotta grab my sheep.
I just love that I just asked him out of nowhere, "What's your favorite color?" And he just thought I was asking about the game. You
Right.
know, is our game in AoE that color? Does that, you know, go into real life? Does that affect how now he hates gray wherever he sees it? I don't know. Oh shoot!
That was some noise. I like
I
it.
don't know what just happened.
Oh,
Sound like
Cody
potato
just
chips.
closed his chip
Sounded a
bag.
bit like the throwing axeman showed up at your house.
I knew. Look at that. I'm like, sounds like chips. It's chips. I've eaten a lot of food in my day. I know.
Hey, we got an ocean sighting in the chat.
I know. Oceaning.
What up, Ocean? Played some TGs with Ocean and Pseudo and the gang last night.
That was fun last night. That was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
I
We
was
got
not
crushed.
playing. Yeah, I was not playing good at all yesterday.
That's okay. You had fun, right?
Oh, that's
Thought
all
you
that matters.
Played pretty well on Wolf Hill with me. You were fine.
Yeah.
There's Ocean. Ocean had great fun walking like 30 archers into my base and murdering all my villagers. It was ugly.
Oh no.
I just
Well,
felt
thank you,
really off yesterday. It was just one of those things. Just felt really off
She
with
goes,
the gameplay.
whoops. Whoops, like it was an accident, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
thank you guys for the awesome overlays and casting my games. This was really, really special.
Yeah,
No,
it was
I'm
fun.
excited. This is fun stuff. I love playing the game. This is more fun being on the back end. So like I'm not being rushed in or anything like that. It's so much easier to criticize people than to actually
Yeah.
like doubt everything in my head. I tried
No,
opening up the
yeah,
game to see if there was anything else going on. I'm like, oh, there's a DM match right now with Paladins, and I couldn't tell, and then the game just froze on me. So thanks, TV.
You had me a little worried there when you were like, I tried loading it and it didn't work. I was like, oh god, what if we can't get the replay to work?
No, this I'll get the highlights of the actual games. I'll just highlight it on my Twitch now that I learned how to do highlights recently. So.
Well, I'm looking forward to more games that you guys are casting. You're a fun duo.
Are there more deathmatch tournaments besides this big one? Is there like a low level one? Like how they're doing all these low level tournaments now for AoE 2 with how big it's getting? Are there any for deathmatch? Do you know?
Yeah, it's in the works, but it probably won't happen for a couple months or so. Probably like 4
building up the
or so
interest,
months.
maybe.
Yeah, it'll be hard to find noobs like me, you know, that are like true new, and who knows if I'll be better in 4 months.
Oh my gosh, yes you will. Come on now.
Comparing you from just even a week ago, I mean, the crazy jump in skill is incredible. So I'm sure 4 months from now, yeah, at this rate.
Oh, easily. It's just funny, like just in the few weeks, like because I took like 2-3 weeks off because I was doing a couple classes. I came back and I'm like, I can't play this game anymore. And Nalgs is like 1100 now. Like all you guys like skyrocket in those 2-3 weeks on just random maps, like almost 200 elo. Like there's no like in 4 months from now, if you keep going at the same pace, even if you slow down a bit, you're gonna see top 100. You're gonna see that your name up there. That's the goal.
I'll try my best.
No trying. This is all you're going to do with your life. You're going to quit your job. You're going to quit your job just to play deathmatch. That's too funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't load the game won't load for me now, like at all. I was like, I want to cast another game. There you go. Come on, this new patch is honestly the worst thing that's ever happened.
I have to agree. My loading time is quadrupled.
Honestly, like it's already been like kind of slow to load just in general the game, like once Steam loads, but like it takes forever.
You know what's